Yeah, and what was the process for you, like just from like idea all the way to opening, and then a little talk a little bit about the grand opening because I saw the pictures. I thought they were so fun.
Thank you. Everyone says that I am like an action taker, and I guess at this point I can't really disagree with that. I honestly, a lot of that has to do with like anxiety. Like when I have an idea, I get so anxious on like seeing it play out and like seeing it um come to like fruition that I can't stop until it's done. And um there were plenty of hurdles. When I started the Steambox and Steamy Lit, everything was like self-funded from like my savings or just like stuff I put on credit cards type thing. Um, and obviously now we have grown to have like a store and staff and I mean it's been wonderful to see it. It's also been like so amazing to see like the support that the romance community has for like their own people. Um and just anyone trying to make change in the romance space, that has been really great to see. I was previously married and my ex-spouse was in the Navy as well, but he stayed active duty. So we moved every 3 years. So when I started Steamy Lit, I was still traveling wherever, his orders took him. So I never saw Steamy Lit as a like even the potential of being a store just because we moved around so much. So I thought I would always kind of stay in this online space. And then when we got divorced and I ended up moving back to South Florida, I was like, there's a lack of indie bookstores here. There are a few, but there's not a ton. There was definitely no romance bookstore, and there's definitely a community for it. And that's something that I always like yearn for. I always want to be surrounded and in community. And that's when I was like, okay, maybe there's space for something here. And I had never really let myself think about it because I moved around so much, but I had told my mom, and my mom was like, "Okay, we'll get through Steamy LitCon first, and then like let's start looking for space." And I really didn't have any plans to open until like later this year. 2023 was going to be kind of a year where I just like looked at real estate, saw what was in the market, and then went from there. And then like the perfect store just opened up. It was like right down the street from where I drop off all of our mail for the Steam box, and it just seemed like the perfect fit. And so, yeah, it all happened very quickly and very fast, like securing the space. And I was a little concerned just because Deerfield is a little bit more conservative. And so I wasn't sure how it was going to be received. So far, it's been really great. I think the only hurdles that we had were like actually trying to open. No, we had some issues with like zoning, and because of the nature of the books and it being romance, they wanted to classify us as an adult store,
Wow.
kind of like in the same vein, as a sex store or a sex club, a strip club. And I was like, no, we're not that fun. So we had to get some support from the American Booksellers Association. We had to retain just lawyers so that we can kind of get through that. But after that, it's been really smooth. And then the grand opening, my God, I did not expect the turnout that we had at all. So we had a soft opening in December, and that was like a steady, nice flow. We were busy, but nothing like super crazy. And oh my God, the grand opening, like we had people lining up at like 30 minutes before the store even opened. We had lines all day. We probably had like around 500 people come through the whole day. And I mean, we had authors there. We had like lines for the authors that wrapped around the building. To say the least, a lot of our business neighbors were very happy with us. And they were also like, what, like, where did this come from? How did you get so many people here? And I was like, oh, I mean, like, we've had a community for a long time, and they've showed up, and I mean, it was amazing. It was so great.
No, I love it. And I think so much of it is like you are very much an inspiration in the book space when it comes to like where you how you started the Steamy box all the way to the Steamy Lit on to now the bookstore. Just you have done a lot of different things and you have done them well at each level. So I think when people saw that you're opening a bookstore, they're like, "Oh, I'll make my way out there." Because I saw, yeah, I think even some people like I traveled 4, 5, 6 hours just to be there. So it was just
Yeah.
really cool to see that whole thing come about. If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you head over to www.bookumapp.com to download our app so you can connect with your favorite bookish content creators, start conversations, and start your own book club.